Think about it. Hey, Frisco. I got nothing on tonight. Want to go out?
Sorry, Sonny. I'm planning on having nothing on tonight, and I'm already going out.
You just say that stuff to drive me crazy, but I'm a charmer, and sooner or later, you're going to give in.
Oh, I'm going to give in tonight. Sorry, you're not going to be there.
Any news on the birthday gift yet?
It's only a week late, and I told you, Richie's planning something very special, and it's not ready yet.
Oh, get real, Jan. It took God 7 days to create everything. That includes diamonds, minks, and all the other little expensive animals. Now, what could be taking Richie so long?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Shucks and scissors.
Is there a problem, Amy?
Well, I guess there is. That table of six has been sitting there for over 3 hours. They've changed orders more times than an Italian general. Oh, just look at that tip.
Disgraceful. And they ordered the steak flambe. You risked your life for these people. I just want you to know that Amy here is overwhelmed by your generous tip of $1.75. Of course, in the old days, she earned considerably more. But who wants to spend their life in tawdry hotel rooms, even if it was only for a half hour at a time? And after all, where did that money go? To an unsavory little character in a long pink Cadillac. And so tonight, when she goes back to her bare little room in the halfway house and lays your $1 bill in 3/4 on her chipped dresser, she's just going to fall on her knees and bless you for your munificence.
Fancy. The only thing I'd be doing in a tawdry hotel room is placing Bibles in the nightstands.
Perhaps I did go too far, but I did it for our profession. I know what it's like to be stiffed on a tip. Remember, I once waited on tables myself. Well, I guess you can take the waitress out of the apron, but that's another story.
This is the first time I ever got a return on my income taxes. I mean, I can't believe they allowed me all my entertainment expenses. I wrote off every date I had last year.
I'm sure the girls did, too.
Here it is, 36 bucks. What do you say, you and me go out and paint the town red?
You couldn't paint my nails red for 36 bucks.
Yo, Amy.
Yo, Sonny.
How about you and me hitting the trail together tonight, little lady?
How about you getting out of my face, little man?
Is that a yes? Hey, Howard, how come all the girls play so hard to get with me?
Because they are.
Big deal. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Your problem is bait, Sonny.
Oh, yeah, and I suppose you got some action lined up for tonight?
Yep.
Poker again? What do you see in that game, Howard?
I compare it to the arms race. The object is to get your opponent to think you have more than you have or less than you have. I'm like the world leaders. I love any game based on lying.
Ooh, I can get into that.
I don't know, Sonny. These guys could eat you alive.
You call this living? I'm going with you.
Hey, Nancy. Oh, Richie. Fancy seeing you here. Don't tell me Jan's car's in the repair shop again.
Yeah. Some guy signaled left and turned right. I told her, never follow too close to a car that has a bumper sticker which reads, "Happiness is being a great-great-grandparent."
Jan's in the lounge. She should be out in a few minutes.
Thanks. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, Richie. Oh, baby, are you in trouble?
Already? I just got here.
Richie, the only present a wife doesn't forget is the one she doesn't get.
Oh, I'm getting her a present. It's not ready yet.
It's not ready yet. That's right up there with I'll respect you in the morning.
You can do better than that.
Okay, I'll tell you, but you are not to breathe a word of this to Jan.
I promise.
I'm making a piece of sculpture for her, all right? Problem is, I have no place to assemble all the parts. I can't work at home because then Jan will see it.
Oh, so you just need some place to slap this thing together.
I don't know that slap it together is the phrase I'd choose.
Well, why don't you use my apartment? I'm never there during the day. If I'm lucky, I'm not there during the night.
Gee, that's awful nice of you. Yeah, let me think about it, okay? Have I got a surprise for you?
A surprise? For me?
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Your car will be ready a day early.
I just love surprises, don't you?
Hi, Jan. Hi, Richie.
Hi, Doc.
Hiya. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for the lift, cabbie.
Anytime. Mind if I hang around? I've always wanted to loiter in a girl's locker room.
Jan, I have to step out for a moment. I'd like you to man the reservation desk.
Okay.
Oh, yes, if somebody named Buster calls, tell him I'll be home around 11 tonight. Oh, and not to worry, I found it hanging in the shower.
See? I knew this would be good.
You coming?
Yeah, I just have to make a phone call. Quick one.
Okay.
I thought she'd never leave. If that proposition is still open, I'd like to take you up on it.
I never renege on a proposition.
Oh, great. Well, what's the best time for me to show up at your place?
Anytime I had a spare one made just in case of an emergency.
Ooh. What do you consider an emergency?
Any good-looking guy who doesn't have my key.
Thanks.
Well, that concludes my musical tribute to Jerry Lewis. Thank you.
Whew, looks like it's going to be busy tonight.
Said the spider to the fly.
Am I supposed to understand that?
If the shoe fits.
What was that all
Oh,
about?
Dot, you won't believe what's going on with Richie and Ginger. She gave him the key to her apartment, and you know what that means.
Oh, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I gave a man the key to my apartment, and he lost it.
Well, I think they're having an affair.
I think you are jumping to conclusion. You are jumping to conclusion. I need more evidence.
She told him to come by any time.
I need facts.
And then she kissed him.
I need to barf. Enjoy your meal. Ginger, I mean, Ginger is the last person I would expect to do anything like this. No, actually, you're the last person. What are we going to do?
Well, we're just going to have to tell Jan.
We can't tell Jan.
If we don't, we'll be living a lie.
I can live with that.
My conscience says we should tell her.
It figures your guru would be Jiminy Cricket. Put yourself in Jan's shoes. If you were her, would you want to know?
Yes, I wouldn't want people talking behind my back.
Who is talking behind her back? Shh, there she is.
One veal chop, one lobster thermidor.
Gee, Jan, you look great. I love you.
What's this all about?
Nothing.
Jan, there's something I've got to tell you.
What is it?
It's kind of a delicate matter.
Oh.
Jan, you know, when a man and a woman, they, come together and, you know,
Uh-huh.
even though they're not supposed to,
Uh-huh.
but they just go ahead anyway.
Well, I've heard tell of those situations.
That's what happened. I wish it hadn't, but it did. I'm so sorry.
Oh, honey, don't be upset. Oh, in time you're going to come to realize it's just not that big a deal.
Jan, you're the most understanding person I've ever met in my life.
Oh, Amy, I've been around a little.
I'll say.
Amy, now that it's happened, chances are it's going to happen again. And every time it does, it's going to get easier and nicer. But if you have any problems, you just come tell me about them.
People judge you by the company you keep. Right now, every poker player in Gardena thinks I'm a jerk.
Well, I thought the guy would drop out when I bumped him.
You bump Montana Floyd, you don't bump somebody named after a state.
Big deal. I lost a hand.
You lost $50 more than you had in your pocket.
And I want to thank you for covering for me, Howard. You got some nasty friends.
I want the $50, Sonny.
I know I promised to have it for you today, but I'm having a cash flow problem. Tell you what, for collateral, I'll give you my watch.
Montana Floyd wouldn't take it last night. Why should I take it now?
I found the crystal. It was in the car.
Well, thank you very much, but I'm married. Enjoy your meal.
Are you sure you told her?
Well, you know how much trouble I have talking about these things, but yeah, I told her to the best of my ability.
She doesn't have a clue.
About the talk, good evening. Oh, Ginger? Oh, just a moment, please. Phone.
Thank you.
It's a man. I hope this isn't a personal call.
No, it's business. My business. Oh, hi, Richie. No, the coast is clear. Oh, yeah, it's kind of tricky. I forgot to tell you. You got to pull the door towards you, then turn the key. No, you don't have to leave the light on for me. Oh, Richie, I bet you say that to all the girls. Okay, bye-bye.
This is awful.
This is just terrible. I mean, really terrible. Ugh. Squirt some more whipped cream on this.
How is it? What? The pie.
Oh, am I eating this? It's the stress.
Oh, I forgot to ask earlier. I need a ride home. Richie's working late tonight.
Sure. Dot'll be glad to take you. You don't mind, Dot?
I'll do it. Just give me a minute to pack this pie to go.
Fine. Good night, Ginger.
Night, Jen. Well, you're sure all dressed up for something, as if we didn't know.
And we don't know.
Well, I'll tell you.
And we don't want to know.
You know, I have been getting bad vibes all night long. I keep asking you what is wrong, and nobody will tell me. Well, if this is the way you want it, fine. You don't talk to me, I won't talk to you. You know, this isn't the first job I've had like this. I used to work in a photo mat.
Okay, which one of you is going to tell Jan?
About what?
Oh, come now. I heard Ginger and Richie whispering at the bar the other night. And then tonight, Richie called here and asked to speak to Ginger. He wanted to find out how to open her apartment door. And you two reek of chocolate. It's a story as old as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Just not as interesting. Now, which one of you is going to tell Jan? All right. I'll do it. Jan, do you have a moment?
Sure.
Jan, I don't know if I've ever spoken to you about my marriage. Yes, it's true. When I was younger, I was married for a brief period. And then I found out that my husband had strayed on my honeymoon, and twice a day thereafter.
Sounds rocky.
The worst part of it was...
There's a worst part.
My best friend didn't tell me.
Maybe she didn't know.
It was her, Jan. My best friend on my honeymoon.
Well, I'm sure everything worked out for the best.
The point is that what hurt the most was that everyone knew, even the minister. And nobody told me. I can't bear to see another woman go through that same kind of agony.
What are you trying to tell me, Nancy?
Jan, have you ever watched a bumblebee? How he flits from one flower to another, and the first flower doesn't even know he's gone.
I wish I had a clue as to what you're talking about.
It's Richie, Jan. He's pollinating Ginger. You know, you'd never guess it by seeing the girls in their prim little uniforms. But above the top is a seething cauldron of emotion.
Whatever you say.
You know, I was going to speak to Ginger, but Jan seems to feel she ought to do it herself. Whew, the undercurrents are tremendous. You know, there's something about the idea of dangerous sex.
Yeah?
Really...
What?
Hey, Howard, I told you I was good for the 50. Here it is.
Hey, thanks, Sonny, but you don't owe me all of this.
What do you mean?
I sold your watch.
You sold my $250 watch?
That was a $35 watch.
Don't tell me what that watch was worth. I bought it for my mother.
She saw you coming.
Hi, Dad. Oh, I forgot that we are not speaking to each other. Lucky I caught myself. I might have just babbled on and said something stupid like, nice dress, wrong shoes.
Oh, Dot, I'm so glad you're here. I was so uncomfortable being in here alone with Ginger. I didn't know whether to reason with her and point out all the lives she's affecting or just rear back and give her a good old-fashioned Texas tongue lashing.
What'd you do?
I went in the bathroom.
Hello, Dot. Amy?
Well?
Well, what?
Well, what did Richie have to say for himself?
Did he spill his guts?
I didn't talk to him. By the time he got home last night, it was very late, and he was exhausted.
I'll bet.
Besides, on the way home,
I thought it through. Now, on the basis of one overheard phone call and some rumors, you both have jumped to the wrong conclusion. I know Richie, and I know I can trust him.
Ginger must feel the same way because she trusted him with the key to her apartment.
What?
Now, Jan.
What?
Well, you see, maybe it's just time you take your head out of the sand and face reality. Or not.
Look, what it comes down to is this. Do I trust Richie or do I believe some stupid rumor? Now, when you simplify it like that, you see it for what it really is, just a vague possibility.
Cheating on me. Cheating on me. You're not the kind of a sweetheart.
You insensitive lout. That's gratuitous cruelty toward Jan.
Why?
You don't know?
No.
Well, then go ahead and try it.
3 tequila shooters, 3 Scotch rocks, 2 white wine, and 1 Diet Cola.
Gotcha.
Amy, I just got a party at 9. Could you please take one of my tables?
Sorry, that's not my station.
So, Richie is in Ginger's station, and it didn't stop her.
What's that supposed to mean?
All right, I tried to stay out of this, but now that you've asked, there's only one reason a girl gives a man the key to her apartment.
And what's that?
You know.
Yes, but I want you to tell me.
So he can go there, and the two of you can do the SCX word.
Close enough.
I gave Richie the key to my apartment because he needed some privacy to finish the piece of sculpture that he's making for Jan's surprise birthday present.
I guess you were wrong, Amy, and I hope you learned something from this.
Well, I did. Somebody must have given me a stupid pill.
Wait till I tell Jan.
You're not going to tell Jan anything. It's a surprise, remember?
Oh, okay, I won't say anything. Ginger, about the mix-up, the confusion about what we thought, forget it.
Oh, I'll forget it. But you won't forget it, because I won't let you forget it. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Jan, I have wonderful news. You don't have to face reality after all.
Dot, that's exactly what I have to do. Would you please tell Ginger I'd like to speak to her in the lounge? You wanted to see me? Did you give Richie the key to your apartment? Yes. Why? I think you ought to talk to Richie about that. How could you do this to me? I wasn't doing anything to you. I was doing something for you. I can do that myself.
Hiya, hon.
He must be talking to you.
What?
Forget it, Rich. She knows all about us. In a way, I'm relieved. I know you'll never forgive me, but please, please don't blame it on Richie. The poor guy, he never had a chance. I want what I want when I want it, and he was there.
Shall I come back later?
And leave me to face the wrath of Jan alone? After all, this was your idea. No, it was Amy's idea. Then it was Doc's idea. Now it seems to be Jan's idea.
What is she talking about?
I think she's referring to the possibility that your wife just made a fool of herself.
I hate it when she does that. I'll be in the kitchen overcoming my embarrassment.
I have a feeling I owe you an apology, but I'm not quite sure why. It's okay. I'll accept it.
Ta-da! Happy birthday, Red.
What's that?
The very words a sculptor longs to hear. This is your birthday present. This is the reason I have been working late all these nights. I was finishing it in Ginger's apartment.
That's why you gave him the key. I know that.
I love you. I love you, too.
This is so silly.
Well, I guess I could paint it.
No, not that. I love it. I love it more than any present I ever got in my whole life.
Well, I haven't named it yet. I thought maybe you ought to do that.
Okay, sure. Why don't we call it The Other Woman?
Fine.
Coming up next, it's the newly crowned king of late night, Arsenio Hall. Tonight, Arsenio welcomes Mr. Billy D. Williams, John Boyd, and the red-hot bebopping sounds of Manhattan Transfer. It's the Arsenio Hall Show next, here on Channel 9.
Life's not French Riviera. Believe me, life's not a charity ball. It isn't all a great big bed of roses. It's not like showbiz, but the main thing I suppose is we're not the people they believe me. We know we're doing royal. Okay, we may be less than wealthy, but better yet, we're young and healthy. And anyone who's young and healthy knows that that's the way. The traffic flows. It's living.
Hi. Hi.
Well, what do you think?
What is it?
One of Richie's sculptures. Must be an old one. I found it way back in his closet. I like it. What do you think, Dot?
Well, I don't know much about art, but I do know what I like.
You like this?
Hey, what do I know?
Amy?
Well, I don't really care for any sculpture that isn't somebody on a horse.
Maybe that is somebody on a horse.
Oh, good. You're all here. I need to talk to you.
Oh, can it wait? I gotta go to the little girl's room.
Why does the little girl's room always sound so right coming from her? Well, I need someone to volunteer to write something about the restaurant for the next issue of our company publication.
Excuse me, I have to set up.
Jan?
No, thanks. You wrote me in the last time. You had me write a human interest story on the hotel bowling team. None of them were interesting, and only half of them were human.
Ginger.
That's your job, Nancy, and you're not dumping it off on me.
You're right. I am dumping. But what's the point of being boss if you can't stick someone else with the really putrid jobs? Amy, you look to me like someone with a journalistic bent.
Well, I did write the coming events column for our high school paper.
Heady stuff. Looks to me like you're the man for the job, Amy. I'd like you to write an article for our hotel newspaper.
Really? Great.
Now, if you run into any problems or have any questions, don't hesitate to seek me out.
Oh, there's one thing, Nancy.
Oh, so soon, Amy.
What do I write about?
Well, just remember the 5 journalistic W's. Who, why, what, when, and where.
Okay. Who?
But write about Ginger.
Why?
Because you're the new girl.
What? When?
By Thursday.
Where?
Oh, wear anything you like.
All right, let's start with some deep background. Where did your family originally come from?
Ireland.
Isn't this lovely?
I think it is. Richie did it.
Well, like Renoir, I see he's rejected the central role of subject matter in favor of depicting the more urgent moment.
Yeah, I love it when he does that stuff.
And how extraordinary to find this Cellini-like delicacy in a work of baser materials.
Well, that surprised me, too.
Oh, Jan, this is much too good to be wasted here. I'm going to put it at the entrance where those who know can appreciate it. Oh, that is, if Richie wouldn't mind.
Well, he's out of town for a few days, but I don't think he'd mind at all.
Yes, I'll put it on the pedestal in place of the potted palm. This is so much nicer, and I won't have to water it.
Come, mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons hate your daughters, they're beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging, so get out of the new one if you can. Lend a hand, for the times they are a-changing. Bob Dylan, the conscience of the 60s. A man whose music touched the soul of a nation. A courageous troubadour who made us each take a long, hard look at ourselves. After my break, I'll sing another song you made a bundle on.
Oh, I wish Richie could see this. It's the first time his work has ever been admired by someone who didn't have to.
Yeah, I can't believe he had it stuck away in the closet.
Well, sometimes I think he's not the best judge of his own work.
He's very good, Jan.
I think he is. But I'm never quite sure if it's his ability to capture the essence of an object or whether it's just because he's got great legs.
I often ask myself the same thing about Howard's raspberry grunt.
Wouldn't it be great if Richie could sell some of his work?
I'd love it if he could make a living as an artist.
Well, I'd love it if you could make one as a waitress.
Oh, right. Knew I was dressed this way for something. I told you, Amy, no personal questions.
Then what can I ask?
You may ask where I was born.
I know where you were born.
The readers don't.
Right. Where were you born?
I was born in Buffalo, New York.
What did your daddy do?
He waved to me from behind that little window.
Oh, you're going to be a tough one, aren't you?
Say, miss, is it okay if I take a few of these matches?
Oh, help yourself.
Little souvenir to take back to Joplin.
You here on vacation?
Yep, I plan to go back to Joplin with all the Hollywood culture I can find.
You're gonna need a much smaller bag.
Say, Miss,
Dot.
is this some kind of a trophy?
Oh, no, this is a sculpture from the Richard Gray collection. It's called Out of the Closet.
Sure is unusual. Let me ask you something, Dot. If I was interested in buying it, and I said if, you know, a little Hollywood art to show the folks back home, how much you think it'd cost me if I was the least bit interested?
Well, if it was for sale, which I'm sure could be arranged, a Richard Gray of this caliber would be at least, and this would be giving it away at 403,
Oh.
72, 250.
It's a deal.
Wonderful. That'll be cash, of course.
Okay. Is this guy, Gray alive?
Oh, very much so.
That's too bad. I know that once an artist dies, his stuff really sells. How old is he?
A sickly 38 and coughing.
Oh, great. Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed.
Thanks.
Order, Howard. It's downright unnatural for you to be so stingy-mouthed, Ginger.
Well, I'm sorry. That's just the way I am.
What are you so afraid of?
Nothing, Amy. I just don't want every desk clerk and bellhop from here to New York to be reading about me. That's all.
Come on, Ginger. All I've got so far is that you were born in Buffalo, raised in Buffalo, and used to run guns in Central America. I'm warning you, this article's going to be interesting with or without your help.
Amy. Jan, you know I don't normally like to blow my own horn, but stand by for a trombone solo. What happened? I sold Richie's sculpture.
Really? Wait, I hope you didn't take anything less than $50 for it.
$250.
Wait till Richie hears about this.
I'll bet he could knock out about 6 of those a day. Nancy, I'm going on my break. I couldn't reach Richie last night to tell him about the sale, so I'm going to go try him now.
Oh, fine. Look, Jan, I appreciate your replacing the sculpture you sold, but this one just isn't the same as the other.
Well, of course it's not the same. Do you think Whistler only painted his mother?
No, he also painted Whistler's dog and Whistler's bowl of fruit. Which one would you like to own?
Look, it was a difficult decision to make. There must have been 20 or 30 sculptures to choose from. Different shapes, different styles, expressing different moods.
Yes, but why did you choose this one?
I like it. I was the model. Dot, I'm in big trouble. I just spoke to Richie, and when I mentioned finding the sculpture, he told me to guard it with my life. It belongs to an art gallery.
It's not Richie's work?
No, it's an Amos Redding.
Amos Redding? He's so famous, even I've heard of him.
The gallery owner let Richie borrow it so he could study it.
I really don't want to ask this.
It's worth $10,000.
Who asked?
Jan, I'm sorry. Oh,
What did Richie say?
haven't gotten up the nerve to call him yet. Dot, if you were in my shoes, what would you tell him?
Okay, I'd start out with, the good news is, I'm okay.
Yeah, sympathy.
And then I would tell him burglars took the sculpture. Or, better yet, you could give it an 80s twist and tell him it was Libyan. All right, then I would go back to the part about you being okay, and I would hit that very hard.
Oh, Amy, Your deadline is tomorrow. How is that article about Ginger coming along?
Oh, fine. Really great. She's had a very interesting life. Did you know that she was born in Buffalo?
Oh, that should blow their skirts up.
Nancy, don't worry. I'll have it to you by tomorrow. No problem. Ginger, Nancy's leaning on me about this stupid article. Now, you better give me something to write about.
Amy, I would love to help you. I've just been gun-shy about newspaper articles ever since high school.
Why?
Off the record?
You bet.
Okay. It was in the middle of this volleyball game, and just as I was serving, both pairs of rolled-up bobby socks popped out of my gym blouse. I thought I would die.
I guess. Did you ever find out who put him there?
I did, Amy.
You did? Why?
As a visual aid.
Oh. Back home, we call that stuffing the Christmas goose. And your school paper wrote an article about that?
Yes. Have you got any idea what it does to your social life in high school, being known as the booby soxer?
Dot, if you're willing to tell Richie a little white lie, well, not even a lie, really, more just a half-truth, but if you're willing to do it, I think my idea might work. What's your idea? You take the blame for everything. Jan, don't you see? He can divorce me. What can he do to you? Dot, I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know what to do. We're talking $10,000 here. Look, there is no need to panic. Yet. The guy from Joplin might come back. Might? You're giving me might? Look, just keep an eye out for a tall, middle-aged guy wearing an ugly suit and a bad rug. Oh, you mean Murray? You know him? Been in here a couple of times. Do you know how we can get in touch with him? Sure, I got his number right down here in my file. What's all this? My phone book. Men come in and leave me their numbers. Okay. Tony, Clint, Charles, Ray. Richard, Robert, Paul, Sonny. Give me that one. Warren, Walter, Sonny. Mark, Tom, Bob, Sonny. Sonny, Gil. Sonny's handwriting. Okay. Murray! Murray! It says Murray! Oh, Murray. I love his handwriting. Bold, yet understanding and generous. Oh, Dot, I think I'm going to get out of this after all. No question. Let's call this Murray and tell him we'd be so happy to give him back his $250. All he has to do is bring us back that $10,000 sculpture. Why wouldn't he go for it? Still no answer. I must have tried 25 times since yesterday. You don't think he's gone back to Joplin, do you? No. There are too many must-sees in this town. The Hollywood sign, the tar pits, the diving doggies at Knott's Berry Farm. So what are you suggesting, that we just wait for him at Lassie's grave? It's worth a shot.
I finished that pesky little article. Nancy said she wanted it to be about 300 words. Guess how many words it was?
We don't care, Amy.
300 on the nose. Actually, it was 298, but I fixed it by saying that Ginger was very, very, very pretty. Nothing's easy.
Very easy. Very, very, very easy.
I understand we have a group of computer analysts staying at the hotel, and some of them are dining with us this evening. You know, computer analysts and piano players have something in common. That's right. You guessed it. Lower back pain. Yes, we too in the music world have our floppy disks. And I'm sure all of you who have experienced muscle spasm will join me in the salute to the chiropractors of America, both licensed and unlicensed. Them bones, them bones, them dry bones, them bones, them bones, them dry bones, them bones, them dry bones. Hear the word of the Lord. Oh, hi, Murray. What can I, Murray? Don't move. One of the waitresses has been trying to reach you. You just stay put. I'm going to go chase her down. Don't move, okay? Shin bone, connect to the knee bone, the knee bone connect to the thigh bone. From the backbone, the backbone connect from the hip bone, the hip bone connect from the thigh bone connect from the knee bone connect from the shin bone connect from the ankle bone connect from the foot bone connect from the toe bone. I'll hear the word of the Lord.
The Lord should have done more work on your head bone.
Jan Murray's here. Where?
there. I didn't see him come in.
Who?
Well, Jan Murray, you know, the comedian. All about these kids today with the beads in the hair. Very topical, very fresh.
Jan, I'm not going to tell you again. Murray's here.
He's here? Where is he?
Right there.
Oh, Frisco, thanks. You just saved my marriage.
Let's switch.
You're Murray, right?
You bet. What are you drinking, Red?
Oh, nothing, thanks. Murray, about the sculpture you bought the other night, it wasn't for sale, so I'd like to buy it back.
What sculpture?
Oh, you know, that funky piece of scrap iron that Dot sold you for $250. Boy, talk about high-pressure selling.
Think you got the wrong guy, honey, but how about a drink anyway?
No, thanks. Now, don't worry, Murray. You're going to make a profit on this. I'm willing to pay you $270.
Sorry, Red.
Okay, $275.
Let's not talk money.
Oh, I hate this. Murray, okay, bottom line, $300, take it or take it and give me back my sculpture. Damn it, why are you looking at me as if you don't even know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Yes, you do, because you're Murray. You got on a bad suit, and if that's not a hairpiece, I'll eat it. There, it is you.
It's the wrong man.
You're the wrong man. So, what we have here now is one of those really awkward moments. Here. How's that one?
And Amy goes on, but Daddy always called me Ginger Snap. She tittered with a saucy toss of her fluffy head.
I sure don't write like that in Guns and Ammo.
Certain words come to mind when describing Ginger St. James. Pert, perky, and very, very, very pretty.
What's Nancy laughing at?
Amy's interview.
The paper's here? If Amy made fun of me...
I really wasn't listening. Something about a booby socks. Hey, Spud, you know what a booby soxer is?
Well, where is she?
I'll find her. Relax, Monica.
I will relax when we get our money back.
We're looking for Dot. I bought this sculpture off of her the other night. My wife says it's a piece of junk.
Wife's got a good eye.
Yeah, but we want our money back.
Maybe you haven't heard, Gomer. It's not the way we play it here in Hardball City.
We're not leaving here till we get our money back.
Look, lady, if you and Mr. Mid-America aren't out here in 5 seconds, I'm going for the guard dogs.
He's bluffing.
Go ahead. Make their meal.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Dad showed me once. You want to hear my payment plan?
I owe you one for what?
Some guy came in looking for you. He wanted his money back for some junky sculpture you sold him.
He's here? Where, Sonny? Where is he?
It's cool. I kicked him out.
You kicked him out? You jerk, that junkie sculpture's worth $10,000. We've been trying to find that guy.
Idiot, dumb, stupid cretin.
I didn't know. I thought I was helping.
He's right.
I know he is stupid, dumb, half-witted jerk.
I'll find him for you. They just left. I'll go bring him back, I swear.
Don't you come back here without him.
Boy, is she testy. Yesterday, I saw her rip off the top of a guy's head.
I'm sorry I did it, Ginger, but I was desperate. Nancy was screaming deadline, and I was staring at a blank page. I had to fill it up with something, just like you did in high school.
It's okay, Amy. I mean, who cares? That was years ago. Fortunately, I'm older now, more mature. All over. So what does it matter if 8,000 bellboys and busboys and those people who put mints on your pillow know that I had to stuff my bra? What is wrong with you, Amy? Why would you tell the volleyball story?
Well, if the sock fits.
Carry it in both hands, will you, Monica? It's worth about $10,000.
It is.
Hey, these people aren't stupid. Why do you think they want it back?
Hi. I hear you're not happy with the sculpture you bought.
Well, we are now. I understand this Richard Gray is worth $10,000.
Who told you that?
He did.
I said about.
Who told you that that sculpture was a Richard Gray?
She did.
Oh, well, I'm afraid you've been misled. You see, this is the Richard Gray. His name's right here on the base.
It says Richard Gray, all right.
Well, then who did the one I bought?
Says Amos something.
Amos Redding. Whoever that is.
Why don't you just let me give you your money back?
No, you don't. My husband was sold an original Richard Gray, and that's what we're walking out with.
But you can't do that.
We just did. And possession is 9/10 of the law, you know.
Uh-oh. I think we're locking horns with some very tough Missouri lawyers.
Gee, I wish you'd let me give you your money back. There's no telling what that sculpture's worth.
Why don't you just let us worry about that?
Yeah, and tell that little puffed-up peacock at the piano that we can play hardball in Joplin, too.
There's no reason for us to feel guilty. We haven't done anything.
I don't feel guilty. Do you feel guilty?
Why should I feel guilty? They bought it.
Coming up next on the Arsenio Hall Show, it's Tony Danza, star of Who's the Boss, the hit comedy coming to Channel 9 starting September 11th. Plus, Anthony Perkins. Most of you know him, and some of you love him as Norman Bates, and comedian Scott LaRose. All on the Arsenio Hall Show next.
Life's not the French Riviera. Believe me, life's not a charity ball. It isn't all a great big bed of roses. It's not like showbiz, but the main thing I suppose we're not the people that they believe me. We know we're doing royally. We may be less than wealthy, but then again we're young and healthy. And anyone who's young and healthy knows that that's the way the traffic flows. It's living.
Have you seen Howard?
Oh, he already left for the night. Yes, in fact, if you hurry, you can catch him.
Well, Nancy, if I tell you where Howard really is, what'll you do for me?
I'll let you see another sunrise.
Fair enough. He's in the kitchen.
Better put the pedal to the metal, Howard.
I'll deal with you tomorrow.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your little prank. Now it's my turn. You will all come in 1 hour early tomorrow.
No problem. I'll be here.
We'll start doing the inventory, and then after work, you can finish the inventory.
But that could take all night.
With any luck. I'll deal with you tomorrow.
I won't be in tomorrow. It's a religious holiday. It's Ramadan.
Sonny, that's an Islamic holiday.
I confess.
Hey, you know, maybe we should all take Ramadan off. You know what it's going to be like spending all night doing inventory with Nancy?
Worse than usual. Tomorrow Nancy sees her shrink.
Oh, man, she's going to want to relate to us, share her feelings. I hate her feelings.
How would you like to be Nancy's psychologist?
Hey, I bet he's got some stories to tell.
Would you like to hear some of them?
Nah.
And in this dream of yours, did the Temple University basketball team call you afterwards?
One thank you note from the water boy.
Nancy, we've been working together for 3 months. You tell me your dreams and your, I've got to be honest with you, your sick fantasies. But I don't think we're dealing with the real cause of your problem. the relationship with the people you work with. You mention them in passing, but you never really discuss any of them.
Well, Dr. Tishman, I don't talk about them because, well, to be perfectly frank, I don't think they like me. And I don't understand it because I go out of my way to help them. Oh, Ginger, how would you feel if I changed the schedule and you were on for the next 2 nights?
Terrible.
I can live with that.
Oh, come on, Nancy. You can't do this. It's my neighbor's first vacation in over a year, and I promised them that I'd babysit their son. It's too late. I can't back out now.
Well, Ginger, you'll just have to make do.
Nancy, you have got to be the meanest boss in town.
Pass it on.
Well, maybe out of the goodness of her heart, my boss will let me off. Yes, I'll be there. Thanks. Thank you, Nancy.
For what?
For letting me go to the shop teacher 2 audition.
I'm not letting you go.
But what do you mean? You shrugged. I saw it. It was a yes shrug. Well, that's it. That's the yes shrug.
Wrong, Dot. That's the who cares shrug. Ladies, what are we doing?
Oh, sorry, Nancy. We were just looking at Ginger's ring.
It isn't big, but I love it.
Isn't big? Well, they say diamonds are a girl's best friend. This one's hardly a pal.
And what about Sonny?
What about him?
Well, have you tried helping him as well?
Sonny doesn't need my help. He's too busy helping himself.
Look at that face, just look at it. Look at that fabulous face of yours. I knew first look I took at it. This was the face that the world adored. I look at those eyes and the see. Look at that nose. I got a question only you can answer, Hilly. Your place, my place, or a mid-priced hotel? I don't need an answer right away. And the witch doctor, he gave me this advice. He said,
What did I do?
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support of Lounge Aid. Look at me. Hey, I'm as helpless as I get down off a tree. Hey, yeah. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty, Mr. Man. Thank you. Just holding your hand. Sorry to bother you, but are you divorced?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. I'm a sensitive kind of guy.
Yes, I am.
Bingo.
Yes, I think I see what you mean about Sonny. By the way, could you give him one of my cards? And now I've got some ink blots here that I'd like you to look at and tell me what comes to mind.
A naked man.
And this one.
Naked man.
And this.
Naked man.
And this one?
A naked man.
Well, you got one right. There is one member of your work family that you have avoided mentioning. Howard.
My relationship with Howard is none of your business.
I think it's a big part of your problem. Now, I know how difficult it is for you, but if we're going to make any progress, you're going to have to discuss him.
Oh, sure. So you can take everything I say and twist it around so it appears I have sexual designs on the big lug.
Well, on second thought, we could hold off on Howard.
Oh, no, no, no. You opened this Pandora's box. So loosen your tie. Get ready for your ears to burn.
All right, Nancy. I want you to sit back, relax, and tell me about Howard.
Well, Dr. Tishman, if there's one thing I know about Howard, it's that he really likes me. He just has a funny way of showing it. Howard? Oh, Howard, please accept my apologies. But I made an error in judgment.
A big one, Nancy.
All right. So it was only a 2-hour seminar. Was it wrong of me to book the hotel for the entire weekend?
You booked the honeymoon suite.
Quite a fancy.
Stupid.
Look, I made amends. I got another room.
I had to sleep in a heart-shaped bed with a pink comforter in San Francisco.
How can I make it up to you?
Leave me alone for a week.
Oh, I can't do that.
Can you leave me alone now?
I I think so.
I'll take it.
Well, I think we should go to some quiet little place and discuss this over a drink.
Can't. Too tired.
I see. But if I were to order a new oven first thing tomorrow morning, then...
Ships pass in the night. Who knows where they might drop anchor on a really foggy night.
Howard, what are you suggesting?
It's the key to my apartment. You figure it out.
Howard!
Go there. Wait for me.
I'm on my way. Wait, why don't we go together?
We're in 2 cars.
But I could follow you.
Something's wrong with my accelerator. I can only drive at 90 miles an hour.
So I'll be along in a few minutes.
I'd be asleep by then.
Oh, well, I'm going.
What's the matter now?
The girls are under the impression that I won't fire anyone, so nobody's afraid of me.
I'm afraid of you.
Howard, please. I need someone to lean on.
Lean on or rub up against? Nancy, I only get 2 weeks a year. How can I put this so it won't hurt your feelings? No, how can I put this so you'll understand? I don't want you with me.
I don't understand. Well, Howard?
Get away from me.
Nancy, why do you think Howard feels this way about you?
Oh, well, I guess it's the authoritative position I've been forced into. Oh, not that I don't handle it well. They all respect me. Dot, I want you to look after the reservation desk for a few minutes. Can you handle it?
Oh, sure. All you do is take reservations and show people to their tables. A monkey could do your job. I'll try.
Careful, Jan.
Careful of what? A day doesn't go by without you threatening to fire one of us. I'm tired of hearing it. If you're going to fire Ginger, go ahead.
Jen. She won't do anything. Remember last month she didn't fire that busboy when she found a roast beef in his pants.
I never believed she was looking for roast beef.
You may not believe this, but I didn't date much in high school. And would you at least have the decency to express a little surprise?
No. You? Well, I can only assume it was because you're too busy studying.
Wrong. I just wasn't very popular.
No, you...
Don't overdo it.
Nancy, are you getting a promotion?
Well, they're flying a vice president out to talk about it.
Well, does that mean you would be leaving us?
I suppose so.
Well, Nancy, I mean this sincerely. It will not be the same here without you.
Well, thank you, Dot.
Yahoo!
Nancy, there's a little psychological test that could give us some insight here.
What was that, Doctor? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking up your pant leg.
What I was saying is, I'd like to try some word association. I'll say a word, and you say the first thing that comes to mind. Ready?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
Just kidding.
All right. Let's begin. Dog.
Cat.
Sky.
Blue.
Apple.
Pie. Strudel. Naked men. But what's the difference? What can you learn from this anyway?
Oh, all right. We'll try something else. Isn't there anything at all that you like about work?
Well, yes. Sometimes there's a sense of camaraderie. I'm never included, but I like to watch.
I have to tell you a secret, but you have to promise not to tell another living soul.
Not even Jan?
I already told Jan.
Ginger?
She knows too.
Sonny?
I told her.
What about Howard?
He knows. Look, do you want to know the secret or not?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sonny and I had a deal, right? That if he paid for the gas and the food, that he could hang with me. So he became known as the guy who was with Ginger. It immediately upped his self-esteem, and I went looking for Mr. Right.
Did you find him?
No, I found Mr. Half-Right. He was good enough for the weekend.
Oh, poor Sonny.
Why don't we look on the bright side?
What is the bright side?
Well, at least now he has something in common with one of his heroes, Glenn Miller. What? They're both probably dead.
But suppose not.
Oh, I don't know. Jan, that plane's been missing an awfully long time.
I'm talking about Sonny. Suppose Raymond hasn't had time to stuff him and mount him.
Yes.
No!
Say the best things in life are free, but you can give up to the birds and bees. What I want, what I want, that's what I want. It's what I want. It's what I want. That's what I want. But it can't buy everything, it's true. But what it can't buy, I
Well, our time is up, Nancy. I'll see you again next Wednesday.
Oh, but I haven't told you about my dream.
Oh, yes, you did, about you and the basketball team.
No, not the recurring dream. The dream I had last night. Before I describe the dream, I have to tell you about the stress I've been under. I'm bombarded from all sides.
Is it possible that you're blaming other people for your problems?
Well, if I am blaming others, it's your fault. Digging up all this garbage.
What I was saying was that I think your perception of these people may be a little clouded. Why don't we discuss the way they relate to each other?
Oh, great. You want me to talk about them on my time?
Actually, Nancy, we're on my time now.
Well, in that case, these girls have idiosyncrasies that could drive a sane person crazy. Let me rephrase that.
The male does this dance around the female.
Doc, we're trying to meet people here.
Just 3 feet in the air, comes down, fluffs his feathers, and throws up. This guy was really weird. He reminded me of one of those creeps you find in an adult bookstore at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Once I had to get change for the phone.
Amy, this one's for you.
So you had the veal piccata, and you had the swordfish, and who had the strained carrots? These are for Will. He has the cutest but you probably want your steak. One day we came up with this plan to prove who Oblu loved the most. So we took this little rowboat out into the middle of a fishing pond and tipped it over, and we yelled for Oblu to come save us. And whoever he swam to first was obviously his favorite.
Obviously.
So Oblu jumped into the water and he paddled like crazy. And suddenly we realized a very, very important thing. Not all dogs can swim.
Amy, I'm not very good at allegories. Would Old Blue be Howard or Teddy?
Old Blue was my dog.
I know that, but what's the point?
The point is my dog is dead.
How did I get in the middle of this?
Nose first, as usual.
Is it so wrong to care, to lend a helping hand, and every once in a while to give a little advice?
Jan, if we give you the Nobel Prize, will you butt out?
Sure. That's all I ever really wanted.
All right, I admit it. I want to look good for the old boyfriend. I mean, I haven't seen him in 15 years. It would be nice if when he saw me, he dropped to his knees and said, Jan, how could I have dumped you? Let me be your love slave. It's no big deal.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the happiest waitress of them all?
Ginger St. James.
You bet your sweet glass I am. So you come back after all this time and just expect me to drop everything and run off and meet you at the airport. Oh, Henry, you've got a lot of nerve thinking that you can still charm me the way you used to.
What airline?
I am committed to my relationship with Bernard, and my relationship with Jeffrey, and my relationship with Daniel. Guess I gotta get some of this commitment out of my system before I'm ready to settle down.
Hey, the old Sun Man would like you to gallop back with him in time to the days of the Old West. When men were men, and women were just useless broads. Any advice?
Well, you do come on a little strong, Sonny.
Yeah, what can I do about that?
Well, if you ask her out and she says yes, send another guy. Then if that works out, send him again.
That's a little iffy, Howard.
Well, I was thinking of her happiness.
Well, I can afford to think of her happiness. I want to score. Now I'd like to sing you a children's song that made me very happy when I was growing up.
Who's that knocking at my door? Who's that knocking at my door? Who's that knocking at my door?
Said the fair young maiden, it's just me from across the sea, said Barnacle Bill the sailor. I just got paid. Even I'm offended by that.
Nancy, from all that you've told me, I don't think your problem stems from Sonny or the girls. I think it has to do with Howard.
That's what the dream was about.
Well, then I guess we better hear it.
There's nothing really unusual about the way the dream starts.
Ladies and gentlemen, Above the Top is proud to present the song stylings of Miss Nancy Peepy.
when the only sound in the empty street is the heavy tread of the heavy feet that belong to a lonesome cop, I open shop. Love for sale, appetizing young love for sale. Love that's fresh and still unspoiled, love that's only slightly soiled. Love for sale. Let the poets pipe up love in their childish way. I know every type of love better far than they. If you want the thrill of love, I've been through the mill of love. Oh, love, new love, every kind but true love. Love for sale, advertising young love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Even if it was a dream, can you imagine the nerve? The man fell asleep on me. What do you think of that, Dr. Dr. Tishman? Dr. Tishman?
Life's not the French Riviera. Believe me, life's not a charity ball. It isn't all a great big bed of roses. It's not like showbiz, but the main thing I suppose we're not the people like they believe me. We know we're doing good out there. We may be less than wealthy, but then again we're young and healthy. And anyone who's young and healthy knows that that's the way the traffic flows. It's
Teen Scream? Fine magazine, well written, probing, keeps you up on current events. So, who is Ricky Schroeder's dream date?
Ellen's just gotten into teen magazines, and we've been fighting over whether she's old enough to read them, so I'm just checking them out.
Hey, do they still have ads for those bus developers that never worked?
Oh, I think they banned those. I could never believe anybody was stupid enough to actually send away for one. Oh, you didn't.
Well, my best girlfriend, Bonnie Tuber, and I chipped in. When it arrived, we both ran out and bought these bras that were like 34 Ds because we figured if we used it all afternoon, we would want to look good in school the next day.
How'd these things work?
Well, they were like a party hat with a hose, and you hooked them up to your vacuum cleaner.
Ooh, you were a very brave little girl.
Well, we never got to try it. When I plugged in the vacuum, Bonnie's dog was going by, and the party hat grabbed onto his side. Well, the dog was running around in circles, dragging the vacuum and the bus developer. When we saw what it did to the dog, we decided that red welts weren't the look we were going for.
Well, exciting news, ladies. The local restaurant association has announced a contest to determine the best waitress in Los Angeles.
Doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in.
Doesn't matter. Management wants us represented. Now, one of you will have to do it, so do I have a volunteer? Okay, but don't be surprised if one day, when you least expect it, someone walks up to you and says, smile, stupid, you're it.
Cha-cha-cha, yeah, thank you. You know, folks, the old Sunman has always been a trendsetter. Beetle wig, Nehru jacket, soap on a rope. I was the first on my block to have all of them. Thank you. But there's a new fad going around that I'm having a hard time getting behind. Men with pierced ears. Not that I don't like them. The thought of getting it done scares the bejeebies out of me. Anyway, I was hoping sharing it with you would give me the courage to go through with it, and if not, maybe some of you women would find my vulnerabilities somehow attractive. So, this is dedicated to the men who've already poked their lobes and to my future hole in the head. I know you don't know what I'm going through. Standing here looking at you. Well, let me tell you that it hurts so bad. You know it hurts so bad. I know it hurts so bad to see you again.
Can I help you?
I hope so. Would Howard Miller be here?
Howard Miller is our cook.
Praise be, we found the Holy One.
Now, perhaps you have the wrong Howard Miller. See, our Howard Miller is not a holy one. In fact, he's a bit of a scamp and a fun seeker extraordinaire.
I know it's him. Please, can we see him?
Well, Howard is cooking just now, but why don't you have a seat at the bar and I'll tell him you're here. Do you have a business card?
I am Pahaluka from the island of Puli. We are the people that follow Howard. We are the Howies.
Okay. Howard, have you ever been to the island of Puli?
Yeah, you bet. Just before I was discharged, they sent me to Fiji for the last few months. Buddy and me used to fly a helicopter over to Puli on the weekends, play some cards with the natives, do some magic tricks, eat some great food. They used to make this delicious pudding out of taro roots.
Oh, you mean poi?
No, in Hawaii it's poi, in Puli it's feh.
In Hawaii, it's feh.
I like it.
Oh? Well, there's a group of people in the dining room from Puli. They're here to see you.
You're kidding. Tell them as soon as I finish these orders, I'll be out and see them. You wouldn't believe the great times I had in Puli.
Oh, I think I would. You see, they have these pictures of a young Howard Miller with bare-chested native girls. Why can't we ever take pictures like this?
I'll be right back.
Before you go out there, I think I should warn you. It seems these people have been worshiping you since 1952.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you. This group in the dining room calls themselves the Howies, and they're here to see you on a pilgrimage.
Wait a minute. These people were nice, but I don't want to be a religious leader. It's not my style.
Oh, Howard. They've come all the way from Puli. I think you owe them a gesture of goodwill. If not a blessing, then at least some pasta salad.
Yeah, okay. Tell them to hang around. I'll be out after work.
Yeah, so great one.
Don't start with me. How could this have happened?
Well, it's a simple mistake. Just look at that shock of wavy hair. You look heaven sent to me.
No, I mean it. And I know Don Ho personally. Think about it.
Look! It's him!
Hi, nice meeting you folks.
A pair of tens be three of a kind.
I beg your pardon?
It's a famous saying from the Book of Howard. When my grandfather used to play poker with you, he wrote down all the wise things that you said.
He underlined the most important things like Pair of 10-speed, 3 of a kind.
Oh, a deity who deals from the bottom of the deck. How interesting.
Well, I didn't mean that literally.
We know. Grandfather interpreted it to mean that things can always change.
Right, that's kind of how I meant it.
Some decks have 5 aces. No, really.
Words to live by.
It means the world is full of surprises.
Look, I think you folks have made a little mistake here. I'm just a guy who cooks, that's it.
Oh, Grandfather wrote of your humility. He said that you would only wrestle with the young women of our island so you would not embarrass our warriors.
The American sportsman.
Howard, we need your help.
Well, I'm not who you think I am, but, hey, if there's anything I can do, let me know.
Our island has changed so much since you left. We now have big hotels, traffic jams, and noise. This is why our small group follows you, to remember the way things used to be.
So, what do you want from me?
We want you to help us continue to keep the old ways alive. Now, we know you have no sons, that after you're gone, the line will be broken. So, I bring you Hohoki as a virgin sacrifice.
You will give me a little Howie to take back home.
This isn't right. You can't ask this girl to be a human sacrifice.
It is my idea. It will be a great honor. In 2 days, on the full moon, we will make Nukinua, so there will be a little Howie.
Might I suggest a Nookie Nua warm-up? This talk has made all the natives restless.
I know it's a strange request, but it would mean so much to our people. Would you kindly consider it?
Yeah, all right, I'll think about it, but don't count on anything.
It's hard not to believe in a guy that has that kind of charisma.
Right. You know, you might have more luck with Howard if you could get him to perform the ceremony with, with somebody he's more comfortable with.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, Howard doesn't really know little Hohoki here, so he might be a bit nervous. Perhaps I should be the virgin sacrifice. Oh, I've done it many times, and I'm sure that would put Howard at ease.
Maybe. Why don't we consult Howard?
Oh, well, why don't we just surprise him?
It's pretty tough to surprise a supreme being.
Oh, I don't know. With the right costume?
I'm walking in the rain. Tears are falling and I feel the pain. Wishing you were here by me, too. And this Missouri, I wonder. Why wonder? Why you ran away? And I wonder where you will stay, my little runaway. Run away. Del Shannon's Runaway. A song that has special meaning for me because of a story I heard today. It's a story of some guy who went to the May Company to get his ear pierced by some old prune in a nurse's hat. Well, he was fine when he sat down. Then Nursey brought out the stapler of doom. A device that mutilates your ear and barbarically puts a 24-karat stud in its place in one painful step. Well, the guy panicked. He blindly ran into the women's dressing room. There was a lot of screaming. The women were upset, too. Somehow he managed to get out unharmed, except for his badly bruised ego. You see, he had run away. A run away.
How's that New York steak coming, Howard?
Be up in a minute.
Hey, I see the Howies are here again tonight.
They're everywhere I go. They're really beginning to get on my nerves.
Oh, come on, Howard. Isn't it just a little bit fun to be worshipped?
It's no fun. It makes no sense. It's crazy. Let me illustrate my point. Which of these 3 things doesn't go with the other 2? Lettuce, tomatoes, car keys.
Car keys.
Okay, coffee, tea, sheep.
Sheep?
Good. All right. Moses, Buddha, Howard Miller. What?
Well, I would have to say Buddha because he is an Oriental religious figure and you and Moses aren't.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir, Howard.
what do you think you're doing?
Well, it's a crazy scheme, Nancy. I'm going to take this piece of cake and I'm going to give it to a customer. And then, now follow this, because here comes the wacky part. The customer's going to eat it.
Where is your sense of presentation? Put the cake on a dessert tray and give the customer a choice.
He specifically asked for chocolate layer cake.
What does he know? What's going to happen to us in this best waitress contest? You're all a bunch of incompetents.
I don't have to listen to this.
Well, it's true. Not one of you deserves to represent this restaurant.
Why? Do you think you can do it better?
I know I could do it better. Why, when I was a waitress...
Is this a story about how you made more tips than anybody at the first Thanksgiving?
Joke if you will, but I could beat any of you in a waitress contest.
I doubt that. We're a lot better than you think, Miss Phoebe.
Care to wager? You put up $25 each, and I'll put up 100.
Great, Nancy. Which one of us gets to beat you?
Oh, I'm surprised you're asking, Dorothy. Beating you wouldn't be much of a contest.
Okay, Nancy. Tomorrow night, you against one of us. Most tips win.
Bring cash, ladies. I don't accept checks. Excuse me.
We'll meet in the lounge after work and decide who gets the honor.
Boy, she just rubs everybody the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, scariest part of my day.
Excuse me, Howard. We're gonna go up to our rooms now. Since tomorrow's the full moon, Hohoki needs to be well rested.
Listen, Pa Luca, about tomorrow, I don't think I'm ready for this.
Of course not. That's why I brought you these.
Fair?
Fortify with B-Pol and give you extra strength.
I'm not gonna do it. Look, I'm sorry you don't like the way things on your island have changed, but the whole world has changed.
We know that. We just want to go back to the values that we had. That's what being a Howie means.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Eat your fare.
Okay, let's decide who gets the honor of going against Nancy tomorrow night.
Well, to tell you the truth, Jan, I'd rather not. She's got me a little bit psyched out.
Hey, I'll do it if you want me to. It'd be a pleasure to beat her.
You know something? Maybe I should do it. I mean, I am the new girl, and I know she doesn't know all my moves.
Fine by me.
Go for it, girlfriend.
She's mine.
Dot?
I can't take her put-downs anymore. She has absolutely no respect for me. I want to bury her. I promise you, your money is safe with me. Please, please, let me do this.
My money's on Dot.
Ditto.
I'm in.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just hope you know what you're doing.
Hey, Amy, I made my dream come true.
You got the musicians' union to let you in.
Nah, they still haven't seen the light. No, I got my ear pierced. I finally got up the guts, and I had it done. What do you think, huh?
It's great, Sonny.
Thank you.
You sure you want it in your right ear?
Why not?
Well, as I understand it, an earring in your left ear means that you're hip, and the earring in your right ear means that you're gay.
Who told you that?
Sonny, I thought everybody knew that.
I didn't.
I guess this means you can get rejected by a whole new group of people.
No way. Hey, wait a minute. I don't buy this. I love the earring.
Hey, Howard, you decide what you're going to do about the Howies?
I'm still confused. I thought I was sure I wasn't gonna do it, but after talking to Pa Luca, what he said made sense.
Howard, did you ever see The Wiz?
What?
Did you ever see The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, judging from what you've told me, see, I don't think they want a baby. I think they just want to get back to Kansas.
You mean if I could show them how to get back to their old ways without the baby, I'd be off the hook?
You got it. Now all you got to do is follow the yellow brick road and watch out for the Wicked Witch.
Oh, don't worry about Nancy. I can take care of her.
Why isn't Nancy here yet?
Maybe she's not coming. Maybe you psyched her out.
Yeah. How do you feel? Hey, I am ready. I'm going to fill this up to the brim with tips. She's mine.
That's the spirit.
She doesn't stand a chance. Do you know what it's going to be like for her serving in those ridiculous dresses she wears? Her sleeves are going to be dragging in the front. She's going to be completely lost out there.
Good evening, ladies. Whenever you're ready.
Ready, Doc?
I can't wait.
Okay. Now remember, most tips at the end of the evening wins. On your mark. Get set. Go.
She destroyed me. It wasn't even close.
It just wasn't your night.
Wasn't my night? Wasn't my night? I could have been the queen of this place. Instead, I'm wondering if I could waitress in an automat.
Ladies, wagers are due and payable. Thank you for the donations. Good evening, ladies.
You mean you're not going to rub it in?
I thought I did.
What's up?
Howard, are you ready for the Nuki Nua?
I've decided. I'm not the Howard anymore. You are.
You can't do that.
Sure I can. I'm the Howard. Look, you were worshiping me because I was some crazy kid who made up the rules as I went along. Why don't you make up the rules?
But it wouldn't be the same.
Sure it would. The Book of Howard says a pair of tens beats three of a kind, right? Here, cut the cards. What do you got?
A 5.
I got a queen. Who wins? Remember, you're the new Howard.
A 5?
There you go. I give you the official deck with 4 aces. The 5th is up my sleeve, which is where I suggest you keep it. The future is in your hearts, not in a deck of cards. Now, you two go home. Go make your own little Howards.
How can we ever thank you?
You have. You've brought back a lot of nice memories.
Goodbye, Howard.
Come visit us sometime, Howard.
I will.